How's it going, everybody? ET back at it again. Wanted to make this video because I am now installing my side stripes for the S197. So I purchased the side stripes from a company called BIGWORMGRAPHICS. They had the stripe that I was looking for to match my front of my car, the Super Snake look. And now instead of going to a shop, I really truly wanted to do a DIY style. Plus they're gonna charge about $900, and I was like, trying to save money a little bit. So what I wanted to do, right, ended up purchasing it, which comes with 6 pieces. One is gonna be the long piece for the middle, then you got your one piece for the front fender, and then one piece for your back fender. Once you get that, right, the other things you're gonna end up getting is a squeegee, and then your instructions for your rocker stripes. So some of the other materials that I suggest that you're gonna end up needing is one, a spray bottle, masking tape, bug tar remover, and some alcohol, and then some microfiber towels. One thing I don't have here is an exacto-knife. You're gonna end up needing an exacto-knife. And then from that, that should pretty much be it, and maybe a heat gun, just so you can do the, once you fit it into your sides, tuck it in, the door panels fits perfectly. So you're gonna come with me. I'm gonna show you step by step what you're gonna end up doing, putting on these rocker stripes. So yeah, I've done the other side, so I kind of know the tips and tricks right now to what we're gonna end up doing. So here's the next step. So first step, what you're gonna end up doing is you're finding the spot that you're gonna end up putting it. You're gonna first spray some bug and tar remover to get all that grease, get all that tar, get all the sling from your tires if you put tire shine, and wipe it all down. Make sure it's nice, smooth. Make sure you really rub it in to make sure that it is perfectly clean. Then you're gonna end up coming back with some alcohol, and you're gonna end up rubbing it, making sure all that slime and slime and all that stuff from the bug tar remover is removed, just because you don't want it comes like silky, so it's not gonna make a good stick from your stripe, from your rocker stripes. So once you have that done, on to the second step. So second step, what you're gonna end up doing is find a backside, so you can cut through your rocker stripe, right? So what they ended up doing, they ended up putting a little bit more slack of paper from this side. So what you're gonna end up doing is you're gonna end up using your exacto knife, and you're gonna end up cutting it just along the edge so it gets as close as possible to the stripe. The reason being, it makes it a lot easier to line it up onto your car. So we're gonna end up cutting both sides to make it as close as possible. Just be careful, take your time, make sure you don't cut your stripe. That would be the end of you. So you're gonna have your middle stripe here, and what you're gonna end up doing, I ended up doing 3.5 all the way from basically from here to the top of the stripe. So I kind of want to make it as even as I can across the board. Make sure you have tape lined up so it could help you assist. What I'm gonna end up doing is from this little crease from the bottom, because it's straight all the way through. Never rely on this top one as far as this 2013 Mustang, just because it ends up getting a little higher. So your lower, I guess, crease line all the way through your side is gonna be your even point. So I'm gonna start from here, 3.5, and I'm gonna lay out. So this is what it's gonna end up looking like. You wanna use these top deals from, for me was, I ended up using 3.5 inches from the bottom crease to the top. That's what I did there. Same thing for this side, 3.5 from the top to the air. Align this top stripe all the way through, put the side stripes, and then those just to hold it. You want to make sure you hold these in, because what you're going to end up doing is creating a long stripe that fits through here. So now you can fold it. So what it ends up doing, you can bring this front flap, bring it up, spray it down, and then you can slide and dry and use your squeegee and squeeze out all the water. So I'll show you what next one looks like. What I'm doing, getting your tape, and you're gonna end up, try to keep it as even as you can, right? But you're gonna end up covering the top part of the stripe all the way through. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just gotta make sure you get it all the way across in one piece. Just like that. Perfect. Yes. So now, what you're gonna end up doing is taking the side stickers off, placing that there, taking off this one. So the only one that should necessarily be holding it is this one strip, and it's just held on by the top part of that thin stripe up there. So we can end up doing this. See how I can fold it just like that? Perfect, all the way around. Perfect. So you want to end up doing this. From this part, you can already see the sticker. Right, what you're gonna end up doing, you're smoothing that out later. Oh, it doesn't have to be warm. I just put on, just normal cold water, whatever the case is. Got it from the sink. But what you're gonna end up doing, spray down the entire side panel, door. Okay, make sure it's nice and wet. Then you're gonna slowly but surely peel off, spray. Peel off and spray. And now once you get the move going, you can keep on doing it just like this. Peel, spray, peel, spray, peel and spray. Uh-oh. Glad I caught this, but take your squeegee, start from the middle, just lay it down. All you're gonna do is squeegee it out. Squeegee all that water up. Start by going down motion, down motion. That's fine if you end up getting that out. There will be some creases that will pop up. Just push it out, push it out. Back and forth, going straight down, just like that, all the way through. And work to the other side. If you start seeing those creases, it's okay to pull up on it, start smoothing that out. Happened quite a bit on the first time, so just make sure. Sometimes you may want to grab the end and apply pressure just to make it a little smoother. Sometimes you're going to end up pulling the side just so sometimes it may bunch up together. That's not what you're looking for, so it's okay to be a little hard on it. You ain't got to be super hard, but you can continue to press down on it. Okay. Don't forget the top that's covered by the tape. Just want to just kind of push that sideways. Perfect. Once you do that, what you're going to end up doing now is masking off and taking it off. Make sure you have your rag. Oh, where's my other rag? be fine. Slowly make sure it's not sticking. See how that top part's sticking? Make sure everything is straight on out. You may need some helping, some guidance by yourself, holding each sticker out. And squeegee it out right there. Move it into that crease. Lift the sticker, guide it inside. Oh. And we'll come back to that later. Take some time. Don't be in a rush. As soon as you start seeing like the little stripes, whatever the case is, start to bunch up as if it needs to be pulled, just flatten it out right then and there. That's what I was doing for those pieces. Right, any lifts that you see is totally fine. Just hit it, smooth it out. Just keep going. Bottom side looks like it's really doing well. Oh, as soon as I speak upon it, it starts pulling up. Get to the end, fold it in. Give it a wipe. Once you see that wipe, now start looking for any bubbles that you may see. I see one right here, and just force it down. Force it down to release all of that water from the outside. So what's a good thing about these that they end up doing was airtight. So they say after a couple of days what's going to end up happening is that the sun being on it will end up eventually taking these air bubbles out, which I'm assuming it's pretty much just all that water that I can't get with the squeegee, and it'll end up coming out on its own. So just be on the lookout for that. Really shouldn't have any issues with that, but you just want to make sure you go over it all, and you just go over the sides, making sure that these side pieces that you put into the door jambs are tucked in nice. Because the next thing that you're end up doing is taking your heat gun. Right, you're gonna end up taking the heat gun. Give it a distance, don't be too close, and then you got it on it. Just go back and forth. Back and forth. Make sure it ends up getting a good stick. So, from there, and then just push down, making sure no water is there. Smooth it all out. Make sure it's all on the door, just like that. Perfect. All right. So now we're gonna end up doing the front side. For me, honestly, I really think doing it by eye is probably the best chance. No, just kidding. Not doing by eye, but I'm gonna end up doing it just because, to be honest, I'm in a time crunch. But I'm gonna make sure kind of reaches from the front to the back. And you're gonna tape off one side, just like this. Then you end up taping the opposite side, like that. Making sure it's straight all the way through. Pull the tension. You have to bend it, that's totally fine. But you wanna end up looking over, make sure everything where it needs to be. Take a look back. What you can end up doing is making sure that this is also with the same size that we ended up doing. This to be honest, it looks pretty darn good. That looks pretty good to me. It may be like a hairline, but I don't really think that's gonna make much of a difference, at least for me. Maybe move this top side up just a little bit. That looks better. Just the hairline. Just a smidgen. That's all it took. And then we're gonna do the same process. No. I wanna make sure it goes all the way through. Make sure that top stripe is covered. Now you can release the side ones. Perfect and perfect. And the same process. Make sure you have your squeegee right here and your bottle of water. Move you into a better position right there. Hope you don't get wet. Make sure everything's smooth. Lift up, spray it down. Don't overspray. It'll just end up taking longer to dry. Don't be too worried that you see those creases. You'll end up squeezing it out. So, spray the water. I suggest pulling a little tight down. Hold one side and this down like that. Start working at an angle. side first. All right, home dog. Wipe it off. And your finished product should look something like this. Perfect. Beautiful for me. But yeah, so just tedious work, and then we're gonna end up doing the back side, which is the same process like this. So that's what it's gonna look like, and this is what your final product should look like. Like I said, all you gotta do is end up taking your time, making sure that all steps are correct. You know, for me, it's not necessarily gotta be entirely perfect, but want to make it close to. But if you want to even make it more, you know, strive to make it a lot straighter or whatever the case is, there's a whole bunch of tools that you can end up using. But just for me, I just want to keep it kind of a budget, and it's simple and it works beautiful. So glad y'all enjoyed it. I'm gonna end up pulling out this car so y'all can kind of see what it looks like on the see it in the sun. But I'm already giving y'all the heads up, it is not a total same color as my original blue Super Snake stripe. The reason being is because I ended up going with that different online getting this, so it's not an exact color. I want to say the color on the side rocker stickers are I want to say it was the electric blue, and then this one was done by Formula Wraps in San Antonio, but I forgot what color it was. I think it's like a metallic, something like that. So they didn't necessarily have the same color from Big Worm Graphics, but I ended up going with the closest color that I could. In the sunlight, there is a difference, but when you end up doing this on the side, because you'll never end up kind of really seeing the top like this is a view you'll get close to necessarily seeing the side and the top, which gives it a dark blue, and so does here. Maybe it's a little lighter in the front, but it kind of goes in darker back there, so you'll never be able to see it at the same time unless you come here and be like, man, it's a nice color. And then direct sunlight, if you see it on the side, you can see it's kind of lighter, which at an angle ends up getting darker. So that's the only kicker. Honestly, I kind of look at it, it's not too big of a issue for me. I still like it. I really enjoy it. I think it's somewhat similar, but just obviously it's not the same color. So I know a lot of people will be like, oh, I should have done the same color, whatever. Like I said, I'm not paying the $900, or I'm also not going to pay for the actual color and a wrap and waste all that material, because one, I don't know how to cut all that, and that just feels like that's just too much work. They ended up making these stripes, the Super Snake stripes, at Big Worm Graphics, so definitely gonna end up using that. So I'll show you what it looks like in the sunlight. How's it going, everybody? This is ET back at it again. Want to kind of show you all the end result to what the car looks like. So yeah. So all in all, I definitely recommend, if you end up doing some rocker stripes for your side of your car, hit up Big Worm Graphics. I think they did a phenomenal job. Of course, it may not be perfect if you already have a stripe. If you have kind of one of the maybe basic or kind of known colors, like simple, like the black, white stripe, stuff like that, then go for it. Red, they have different options on there, so that's a good thing. But you know, if you're going into more of a metallic and like a not a common color, you're gonna end up coming up with some issues, and maybe just the color is just not the same. But this was somewhat similar to it. I know it's not the same, but it's good enough for me, and it saves me a lot of money rather than going to a shop and having them do it. So the hood was probably a different story. You know, shout out to that guy, made it look good. But something on the side, something that you can do for sure. So don't be afraid of it. Continue just to have the desire of what you want and keep pursuing it. So thank you again for coming back for another DIY project. Man, I hope to see you again. Be good. I'll see you in the next one. Like and subscribe, please.